Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Personally, what brought you to American Financing?
I lost my job unrelated to COVID, but nobody was hiring, right? So it was really hard to get a job. And I was driving by, actually. I was driving down the street and I heard it on the radio at the same time. It was sort of kismet. And I thought, that sounds like a reputable company because to me, mortgages felt seedy.
Yeah.
It's one of those businesses where you don't feel like you can trust the person on the other end of the line because they have an interest in selling you something and making money. And I thought that sounds like a reputable company. I'm going to give them a call. And I did. And, you know, the rates were at record lows. So they needed everybody. So they hired me with no experience. And here I am.
Wow. So like 6 years later?
6 years later, here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, 5.5 years later.
How would you describe American Financing's sort of culture?
Yeah, we're a mom and pop shop, right? We were founded by a couple who wanted to build something. And I'm not sure how sure they were that it was going to grow to what it has. So that's pretty impressive. We're America's home for home loans. We're we are what we seem like. We work together very well. We're all happy to work here. We have a good time. And I think at the end of the day, it's because we are doing what's right for our people and not being a seedy mortgage company.
Yeah. And you know, it's American Financing is a presence in the sort of the Colorado culture, certainly, because the company's been here for 25 years.
Yeah.
Very active on in ads on TV and radio and now podcasts and now YouTube. And so whenever I mentioned it to somebody, they always go, "Oh yeah, I've seen their commercials." It's just, you know, you've seen the company around. So you can't be a seedy company and have success when you're that present in the culture.
Right.
You know?
Right. That visible in the community. Right. I still hear from people and they, you know, where do you work? American Financing. And they go, oh yeah, the Peyton Manning one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one I saw on TV, the one I hear on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
That's us.
When on my first interview, you know, I was asked, what do you know about us? I said, well, I don't know a lot about the company, but you know, you're not Frank Azar, but you're out there. That's what it was. It was sort of like
Frank Azar, the Shane Company in American Finance.
Yeah. I love local companies like ours that we are national. We're licensed in all 50 states.
All 50 states.
We work everywhere. But there's something that's really, I love just companies that are specific to a location in terms of just it's synonymous in your brain. You know, even though we work with everybody everywhere, if you're from Denver or if you've lived in Denver for a significant period of time, you're going to know American Financing.
You know, we're a big company, but it still feels like a small company because it's homegrown, because it's local, because we're real people, right?
Tell me, what is your job?
I started as a mortgage consultant and now I lead a team of mortgage consultants.
What exactly is a mortgage consultant?
Yeah. So exactly what it sounds like. You need a mortgage, you need a refinance, you need a home equity loan, you need a smart equity loan, you need any type of home loan. We are consultants who can help you decide which type is right for you.
Nice. Is that standard in the industry for a company to have something called a mortgage consultant or people who do what we do?
So our licensing title is a mortgage loan officer. We consider ourselves consultants because we are not order takers, right? You call in looking to save money. We're going to look at a plethora of programs and figure out which one meets your needs the best.
Right. Because the thing that is certainly unique about us as a relatively big company, but everyone's on salary. So they're not working on commission, which I think really impacts the way that we kind of approach our customers when they call in.
Yes, that is one of my favorite things about working here because we are salaried consultants. We're here to meet your goals.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to kind of just do some really basic questions in here as well.
Yeah.
And one of those questions is, what is a mortgage?
What is a mortgage? A mortgage is a loan that helps you buy your house or, if you already own your house, it helps you use the equity and borrow from the equity in your house.
And how does that like differ from a personal loan or something of that nature that's not specific to a home?
Sure. In my experience, mortgage rates are far better than personal loan rates or any other type of hard money loan credit that you can get. Um, they also are secured by your home. So you have, significant collateral, which helps you qualify for the loan. It gives us an interest, right, in giving you a loan. Um, it's also, and I'm not a tax expert, but there's tax deductibility with a mortgage that doesn't come along with a personal loan. Um, you have this equity. It's like a big savings account, right? Your house is like a big savings account and you're sitting on all this equity. So why not use it?
Yeah, definitely. Specific to refinancing your home, what would be the purposes for refi? Because I think honestly, I don't think a lot of people know
Okay.
that you can use your home's equity to do things. You can pull out a significant amount of money from your home's equity. So what are the things that a person could do when they refinance their home?
Sure, really. The world is your oyster because it's like a big savings account. But we most commonly see people refinance to consolidate other bad debt. You can use it to do home improvements. If you've been in your home a while and you need to update the kitchen, you need to, just fix things. You can use it for that. It really becomes just your money.
Why would a person refinance?
Sure, you can refinance to lower your rate, lower your payment. You can refinance to get cash out to do home improvements to make your home equity now becomes your money. You can refinance to consolidate debt. That's probably the biggest one that we see. Credit card debt is real. Life is expensive right now. So you can use this mortgage to help you consolidate those other things, get into one low monthly payment, start paying yourself back.
About 11,500 is the average U.S. income, U.S. households credit card debt at the moment. What do you think maybe people don't know about carrying a balance like that? How that can really negatively impact you and just kind of your life in general?
Sure, you can. If you're making minimum payments on that credit card debt, you end up, it takes like 20 years to pay off.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact figures. Obviously, it depends on a lot of variables, but it's not looked at as good debt, right? It's sort of working against you with the interest expense, with the credit scores, with all these things. It's hard to get caught up on ever. So you got a great deal when you bought something, but now you're paying for it for 20 years. So it wasn't really a great deal. Whereas, good debt, there isn't a lot of good debt, but a mortgage really is good debt.
Yeah.
And it's, again, there's some tax deductibility there if that applies to you. And it's a lower interest rate. It's a lower monthly payment. It helps you take control of your own finances.
Yeah, paying the mortgage back on time is probably the most powerful thing you can do for yourself financially.
Yeah.
Really.
That's, I actually get, I'm happy when people reach out before they get to that point, right? It's important to call us before you're late on your mortgage because that really affects the mortgage that you can or cannot get.
It's a real thing that we really do want to help people get into the best financial position possible.
We do.
What is it about this that you love, and what is it about this industry that sort of seems to, or at least our company, create this sort of culture of wanting to really help people?
Yeah, your last question actually reminded me of that because every now and then we get to hear or see what we've done for people, the life-changing nature of what we do. And it's a good reminder why we do what we do. Because at the end of the day, that's it. We're just here to help people. We're here to provide a service to you that puts you in a better position financially, but it can be life-changing for a lot of people. And that's, I love seeing that. I love talking to somebody. I love when somebody calls me back years later and goes, hey, we did it. Remember the short-term plan? Now we're here for the long-term plan. We've got it all. And we can look at it both ways to make sure that, you understand as a homeowner what your options are now and what they might be, in the long term also. Yeah. If you're going to be here forever, do we get you, to buy down a rate? If you're going to be here just a couple of years, do we do a no-cost loan? We really look at all the variables, and it really does change lives.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever been as proud of anything in my life as owning a home.
Yeah.
I think it really means you did something. Because it typically is going to be the largest purchase. I think it doesn't matter what your income is or how wealthy you are. a home is still the biggest purchase, unless you're buying
your biggest
a
investment
yacht
of your
or something.
life. For most of us.
For sure. And I don't think that there's anything that brings more sort of pride to a person than when they can accomplish that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I remember buying my first home, my only home that I've ever bought. And it's, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
It feels different.
Totally. Refinancing is something that we do, and we do it in a lot of different ways for people, depending upon where they're at, what rate they have, what mortgage they have. Walk us through just a few of the different refinancing options that we do have here.
Sure. You can refinance just to lower your monthly payment. Depending on the rate and when you bought your home or when you last refinanced, there might be a better rate and a better payment out there for you. So you just save money on your mortgage. You might do a cash out refinance. The cash that you take out of your equity, then you can use to benefit you in any number of ways. Most people are going to use it to consolidate other debt. Some people are going to use it for home improvements, which again, now you're a homeowner. You just use the equity to make the home worth even more. So you built even more equity, and you can do it again later if that's what you choose to do. You can use it, for fun money, quite frankly. If you're doing all right and you just want to take some money out of your equity because you haven't saved enough, go for it. As long as, we can prove that that's a benefit to you and you agree it's a benefit to you and you can afford the payment, you can use your home equity however you choose.
It's good. That's freedom, really.
Yes.
So many ways.
It
so
is.
We have an offering called the Smart Equity Loan.
Yes.
And it's a little different than your standard cash out refinance. Kind of walk us through a little bit of what the Smart Equity Loan is.
Sure. The Smart Equity Loan, again, depending on when you got your mortgage, maybe you want to keep it because you have a really good low rate. So you can take a Smart Equity Loan, leave that mortgage untouched, keep your great low rate, but still cash in your equity. So now you can use it again for home improvements, for debt consolidation, for any number of things that you choose, because you have that freedom, because you've built up this equity. You continue paying down that nice low rate. Now you have a cash out of your equity in a different loan, and you can consolidate them later if you choose to. If it doesn't make sense, you never have to.
The Smart Equity Loan, we offer it at 15 and 30 years. Is that right?
We do. For most borrowers, we have a 15-year term. Most of those come in at a 30-year term.
Okay. I think it's always a good time to buy a home.
Yes.
I don't think there's ever a point where, very rarely in the history of the United States has there been a moment in time where it's maybe a bad time, but those were some pretty drastic moments.
Right.
So if a person's saying, I want to refinance now, but I want to wait till rates drop.
Yes.
What's your sort of advice around waiting for rates to drop?
I hear that a lot. I want to wait until rates get lower. I want to rate a little bit lower. We hear that a lot. And our job is to look at the numbers and put it down. Whatever the rate is now, whatever your rate is, it's relative. So if you can save money now with whatever the rate is, why not?
Yeah.
Usually, right, is my perspective. So recognize, we have people who are, the political climate is too scary or rates are too high. But if you can capitalize on the savings now and that makes sense to do, you should do it. Why wait? If rates do come down, now you have a mortgage consultant who has your history and background and knows, hey, now would be a good time. You can do a no-cost loan. You can make sure that it makes sense again to not have the cost of two loans. You can wrap it into one, save now, save more later.
How do we help someone who calls us and says, I just refinanced about 6 months ago. Could I do it again because it's going to benefit me even further? Is that possible?
Yes, it is. You can refinance just to lower your rate and payment just about any time. There are seasoning requirements for certain types of loans, but we're going to look at that. We're going to analyze that. We're going to say, call me back on this date, and that's when you can do it again. Rates are volatile and go up and down, but there's a trend, right? You can sort of follow the trend. So if they are coming down, that's when you capitalize on it because they might bounce back up. They tend to come down in October for some reason. I don't know if that's always the case, but it was last year. It was the year before. And it's hard to watch the market and hit it exactly the right time. So the right time is whatever's the right time for you. What's the right time to save you money, get your lower rate right now? And if you want to come back in 6 months, we can typically do your loan again. If you want to take cash out now and lower your payment in 6 months, we do that a lot too.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of options.
It's great. There are a lot of options.
You said, one of the big benefits too of working with American Financing is you've got a dedicated mortgage consultant on your case for the first loan all the way to the 10th if you want.
Sure. Right. There's no financial incentive, right, to not go, he's going to steal my commission, because we don't do commission. But it's a two-way street. So if you call us back and say, hey, is now a good time? We're also going to be watching because we have your numbers, and we're going to say, hey, now is a good time. So we're going to call you also. We're not going to, bombard you. We're not going to put you on some sort of list where we reach out all the time. We don't do that, but we will reach out when we see that the numbers make sense for you to save more.
Yeah. Is there maybe like a small sort of mental list of things that a homeowner should know before they call us about their refinancing, or maybe are there things that they should be prepared with ahead of time to kind of make sure that the process goes smoothly?
Sure, we do. It's helpful to know what your goals are. If you're looking to just lower your payment, if you have outside debt, if you have, what are you looking to do with this new mortgage? Are you looking for a refinance? Are you looking for a smart equity loan? Why are you looking for those things? Information about your current mortgage is very helpful for us to put together something new, or tell you that maybe now is not the right time. Because we're salaried, we have, every reason to tell you maybe you should wait.
Yeah.
We try not to. If you're looking to accomplish something right now, we'd like to help you accomplish that goal.
Yeah, we'll make it happen for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's why there's so many options available, or that we use, because they want to move. We want to help you move.
That is the beauty of, being able to buy a new home. You can use American Financing. You want to refinance your home, you can use American Financing. If you want a smart equity loan, we're here for that. We do have a lot of options.
I've seen a few products because now that I'm, creating the content for us, I'm now getting fed a lot of other,
Sure.
the
algorithms.
Yeah, for sure. It's very onto me. And I've been getting quite a few retail refinancing products that are similar to the smart equity loan,
Sure.
but are a little closer, somewhere around more of like a HELOC, home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
But but it's a retail thing, so you never talk to a person. You hop in, you type all your information, and then they tell you what they can do for you. Basically, I'm sure it's just algorithm based for what they decide to give. What's the benefit of me deciding that I needed to get a hold of American Financing versus just doing something like that?
That's another one of those things that really sets us apart, right? We're salaried mortgage consultants, and we really like to talk to people. When you call American Financing, you get me, you get a mortgage consultant, you get a real life person trying to figure out what's the best option for you. We can text, we can email, we can do all of those things, but you're communicating with a real person the whole time. And we are going to look at your situation to make sure we have the right product at the right point for you. And it does set us apart, because I think there is a lot of spam out there where you get it in the mail, you get it in your email, you get it in your feeds when you're scrolling, you get all sorts of information. It's hard to know. If you don't do, mortgages for a living, it's hard to know what's true and what's right and what's the right time and all those things. So as a consultant, we can help you walk through that.
So many companies don't realize that you are playing the long game. And I think especially in the mortgage industry, you really have to look at it like you're playing the long game with helping people, because you're getting them into a home that they may never move out of.
Right.
Or if they are the type of person who wants to own multiple rentals,
right,
or something like that, or multiple homes, a vacation home here and there.
Sure.
If you're truly dedicated to helping people genuinely, you're going to create that repeat business, I think.
And I think that's also the beauty of what we do, is that it's not transactional. It's, I know what you're looking for, and I can see the short-term benefit. I can see the long-term benefit. It's going to help you grow. Maybe now you do get to get that second home or that investment property, whatever it is you were looking for. We might be helping to empower you to do just that.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Let's do it again soon sometime.
Thank you. I'd love to be back.
All right.